So you're saying there's a chance? Welcome back, everybody, to the newly named BMA Report podcast. I am Stefan Grunnebaum, for those who did not hear my introduction last time. And of course, I am joined by my good friend Mendy Rosen and Mendy Halpert. And we'd like to welcome everybody back.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
All right,
Welcome.
awesome.
So good to see everybody.
Thank you for all your support so far. Comments, likes, subscribes, and please continue to do that because, of course, those things help grow a podcast.
That's right. Hit that like below.
That's right, baby. For everyone that is watching us tonight, you may notice that my good friend Mendy Rosen over here is still wearing his jersey.
Yes, I am.
I don't think he's ever taking that jersey off after tonight's victory. I don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe not. It was great. Yes, I did. We just finished the game. It was a really good game. We won 13-2. Doesn't matter.
One more on Effie.
It doesn't matter.
Would have been me if you had one more run. 14-2, rocked him. Those that know.
I don't know. You want to share?
Okay. So back in the day, and probably still does it, Effie of Camp Marocton fame. Shout out Effie, because we're still doing shout outs for episode 2. Every single day he would stand up by lunch and say, yesterday the game between the New York Yankees and whoever they happen to be playing. The score was 14-2, and the winner was the New York Yankees. Like, that was a shtick every single day, forever. So every time, and literally a year or two ago, the Yankees actually won 14-2. So you got like 35,000 messages from like everybody across the world. 14-2. So.
Oh, he'd make up the score every week, every day. 14
but it was always 14-2 though.
Oh, interesting, nice.
And he actually hit it once.
Yeah, so
That's probably the only time he hit it.
tonight when he won 13-2, he would have got nachas.
He would have been upset though that we didn't make it 14.
Yeah, you're a bad person, so it makes sense that you would do that for him. But anyways, your team did win tonight, big, while smashing burgers at the same time and smashing pumpkins.
I think it was great. You know, we got the two teams. Let's just say it how it is. We're on the bottom of the division, the top division, and it was good. We got. I wanted to hype it up a little bit, and it was great. The food, we got good food. The crowd came out. The fans came out.
Standing room only tonight, by the way.
That's right. In the misty rain. But I guess if there's food, people come, right?
Yeah.
If we're Jews, man, that's what happens.
And it was fun. It was like, we got off to a good start. We got I think 4 runs in the first and piled on a little bit, and everyone did great. We
How'd you
good place.
What'd you do?
I actually was the alternate.
Oh.
Second base.
Nice. All right.
Second base. Because Zev Schumann, shout out Zev Schumann, he showed up first game. And he was good, he was going to, I was going to be a second baseman, but we shared. I like to share.
Sharing is caring.
So it was good stuff. It was, we got a little bit of everything. So it was good. Although Ezzy was supposed to, shout out Ezzy, was supposed to do the announcing. I don't know if he announced.
Ezzy Katz wasn't on the mic today?
I don't know. He was supposed to, but I don't know.
I saw him scarfing down burgers. That's what I saw.
I actually have a quick question, by the way. Do we know if does the LBA, is that the LBA, right?
Is that what they call themselves? The LBA?
No, the LBA or whatever. Do they live stream every game? Or is that only an MLSL thing?
I think it's an only MSL thing. I know he does like clips and stuff where he tries to be as cool as MSL, but I don't think he really gets there though. I don't think it gets the fans going like MSL does.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, use this podcast maybe as a an announcement.
I think
we want the LBA, involved. We want to get the commissioners.
I think they'll do well with our marketing. I think that's his thing is marketing. So I think with us, I think he'd really grow by leaps and bounds.
I think that to me it's like I'm like it's like almost like competition. Like MSL is better than LBA and HSL.
But the point of this podcast is to listen,
right.
is to share the wealth.
By the way, this
in
is
the
Rusty
leagues.
for
if anybody's not, Rusty's here by the way. Everyone's
Rusty.
Rusto.
Does he have any clue what's going on?
No. Rusty's my dog, and he just loves to hang out wherever I am.
He's our fourth wheel.
Yeah, he's our statistician tonight. He'll be checking the computer and making sure that all of our facts are correct.
Can we get a rough?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I don't know. Maybe a scratch of his, whatever.
whatever. It
So a
takes.
lot happened since our last podcast.
Yeah.
I guess we can just dive right into it and just talk about the New York Knicks.
Ach, I missed the New York Knicks. Good riddance.
Mendy, by the way, your facial expression right now is like priceless. Like
I have no. I thought it was. What was it when we had the last podcast? What was the? It was 3-1.
It was 3-1 or 3-2 maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
It was definitely before the last game, that's for sure.
Oh.
But
Feels like a long time ago.
yeah, feels like roughly 7 business years ago.
I think tonight the OKC won, right?
Yeah, they won.
OKC won. They're one win away.
Can we just like set it straight right now?
Halliburton is not elite.
Halliburton is underrated.
Galby, I know you're watching this at some point. I'm gonna look at the camera wherever you are, right there. Halliburton is like a slightly above average, all-star level type player. That's it. I will die on this hill. I'm gonna make myself a nice little bed, get some smash burgers, put it on the side. If I'm hungry, I'm gonna die on this hill.
He really just showed up against the Knicks, and you know,
He's had his games, he's had his moments, but he's not consistent enough to be that guy. He just isn't.
No, but I love these guys that like, oh, he's a plus 40 on the like he could be.
His OP 4-9000
I don't know,
is
yeah.
at least a touchdown above everybody else's average.
He's nobody. He's really a nobody that hits some clutch shots here and
In
there.
the scheme of like the NBA hierarchy, he's a nobody.
Right.
it's yeah. Listen, you know, they made it to the finals, and you know that's it. Their ship is gonna sink, and
Hashem,
you know,
Hashem,
We will never
Okay.
hear again from Halliburton.
Hashem.
can you imagine if OKC would have stayed together all those years ago? They would have
KD,
Durant.
Durant.
I mean,
But they never could have stayed together because look at they had Harden coming off the bench back then. Like they would never last. The guy was too good. Don't get me wrong, I hate Harden, can't stand him. He's not an enjoyable player to watch.
shout out to the a family of birds that are living in his beard.
Yeah, yeah. You have a full-on shelter in that thing.
It reminds me of like one of my Rebellions beards, like full on. You know,
See, they didn't have birds. They had like tuna.
Yeah,
and like
some locks.
I don't know, a full-on grocery store in there.
I guess the Kardashians liked it.
I guess. Edit.
Oh, really?
I don't know. We'll see.
out.
We'll see if that one slips through.
It's like I'm trying to behave here, but okay.
All right. Listen, you know, Mendy's under strict rules.
It's hard. It's one of my character defects. Yeah.
I would say it's probably your best feature.
Yeah, it's not a defect at all. At all. You know, eventually we're gonna warm up.
I think it's like it's probably in everyone's mind, right?
Yeah.
Like the Kardashians
Everybody's
thing.
thinking these things, but
It's
not
funny, by the
everybody
way.
says it out loud. You know.
It didn't even cross my mind. But listen, that's just me. You know, I'm not a fan of those Kardashians, but whatever.
Or of Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
You know.
Or
She escaped. Caitlyn escaped Israel. You saw that?
She actually did.
Yeah, I think so. She got to through Jordan.
By the way, you guys want to hear some crazy stuff that I heard? I know we're not really like talking politics here, but what's going on right now, right? Israel's crazy. A lot of people are like trapped, right? Like a lot of seminary girls that wanted to come home, they ain't coming home this week. A lot of people that are supposed to come home for weddings, they ain't coming home this week.
Yeah, no, I know people that are.
But you want to hear what's going on? People are taking boats
to Cyprus.
to Cyprus.
Yeah.
$10,000 a seat
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
for a 24-hour boat ride to go to Cyprus, and then from Cyprus go to Greece.
What does it usually cost?
$1.50.
No, I'm serious.
It can't be
It's
$10,000.
not
1,000?
and probably not even.
Who knows?
Wow.
Then I heard that there are people that are driving through Rafah, crazy, to Egypt.
Through Rafah? How are they getting into Rafah?
I don't know.
How would they
This is what
allow it?
I heard
Yeah.
this tonight. Again, we don't have a real fact checker, but I heard this tonight that there are people that are going through Rafah to Egypt to fly home. So
You
like,
realize that Egypt means you have to drive to Cairo. Cairo's like 7 hours into Egypt.
I don't know.
It's not like right across the border. There's a airport there ready to go.
It doesn't make sense. Rafa, I mean,
Jordan is the most logical way to go because it's like 2 hours away from Yerushalayim. It's like right there in theory.
I don't know. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. Even though it's crazy because like think about it. You're gonna get to the Egyptian the airport, right? And you're gonna open up your passport and it says like
Shalom Zev Berkowitz.
exactly. Oh yeah. By the way, I'm Christian.
I'm saying is like what are they rushing back for? That's what I'm saying.
People have like I know a guy. I'm not gonna name names, but I mean I don't know if like he wants to. Like,
Yeah,
No,
we'll leave
don't.
names out of it.
Right.
Point is, I know somebody who's there.
Friedman.
That's when I was there. He has kids. His kids are back here. He's there with his wife, and his kids are back here. He's stuck there.
Yeah, sure.
Like, what do you do?
I know people that
That's crazy.
I know people that are reversed that came in a week and a half ago by themselves and their family. They live there.
In Israel.
They live there and they can't get back. But like it's just it's crazy. But yeah, like I said, we're not talking politics. But I just thought that was fascinating.
There's a lot of craziness going on right now.
Just insane.
Changing literally minute to minute, like day to day. We're living in crazy times. We are.
Mashiach comes. I mean, wonder if we're gonna be able to keep this podcast going.
I'm personally here for the Mashiach. We'll have a post Mashiach breakdown right here.
We'll be the first to report, by the way, the Mashiach happenings here on the
BMA Report.
The BMA Report podcast.
You mentioned the three, I just want to go back to you said OKC, right? Which are three. Could it ever work to have like 3 stars in one team?
Well, technically it worked with the Heat when they had LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. It's only because Bosh took a secondary role. Bosh was the guy in Toronto, but he's never a real superstar. He was like the good guy in a bad team kind of star. He'll get 25 points a game on a team like the Raptors, who were terrible for the most part. So on a team like the Heat, he took that third wheel and he took it fine. So you basically had 2 stars and Bosh like doing what he had to do.
I remember it took time for them to work together.
Yeah.
You know, that first year they lost to
Dallas?
Was it Dallas?
No,
I know they lost to
beat
Dallas.
Didn't they beat Dallas first and then lose to Dallas later on? I'm imagining things.
I for sure know that first year they lost.
Didn't they beat San Antonio?
I think Ray Allen.
At some point.
What team was Ray Allen on?
That was one of the later Heat teams, though.
No, but Ray Allen was not on the Heat.
He
Yeah.
was.
Ray Allen. No, I know that. I'm saying, but like that first year that
Boston?
yeah, maybe was he on Boston?
Yeah, he won. Did he win with Boston with Rondo, and was he on that team?
I don't know.
Garnett
08
and
or
Pierce?
09, one of those teams, one of those years.
I just remember that when LeBron put that team together, that I thought Ray Allen did something in that finals, but
Not that one.
probably-
Ray Allen hit a
probably
big
wrong.
three it was against San Antonio because Kawhi missed a free throw and then Ray Allen hit a 3-0 for offensive rebound. But that was one of the later Heat teams. I feel like not one of the earlier ones.
yeah, listen.
We'll check with our fact checker, Rusty. What do you got on that?
I mean, like if you look about the Bulls were like they had really a that 3-man powerhouse, but there wasn't no, like I guess
Wait, what's 3?
you can't consider Pippen, Jordan, and you had
Tony Kukoc.
Rodman, Kukoc. I mean,
Ramen is Draymond Green with like more colorful hair. That's all he was.
all right.
Rebounder, defensive player, guy who's gonna get in someone's head, get a bunch of technical fouls. That's what he was. He's a great defensive player, but he was never like a big 3 guy.
He's a great rebounder.
If you think about it, what team actually then there were no teams.
No one had big
Was
threes.
Kerr on the Bulls?
Sure, yeah, sure.
Kerr?
But by the way, back then, you know what's crazy? We all thought Steve Kerr was like this sharpshooter. The guy hit like 3-4 threes a game. But back then, that was like hitting 10 threes today.
You're right.
So everybody's like, oh my God.
John Paxson.
John
Remember
Paxson,
Yeah.
number 5.
Yeah.
Ron Harper's on that team.
Who was the guy on the Cavs? Was Mark Price?
Mark Price.
Mark Price, a big again. You're right, man. Like,
Everybody had that one white shooter on the team, basically.
And he shot like 3 for 7. From the.
And they're like, oh,
three.
wow,
Oh my
I got
God,
hit
that
so
guy's
many
awesome.
pointers. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that
But these guys, if they were around today,
yeah, they probably would be shooting 10,
Right?
12 threes a game. Yeah.
that guy Jason Capano, remember that?
Jason Campano, yeah.
He was a shot.
Can you
Yeah, he was a
imagine-
good 3-point
Can you
shooter.
imagine Michael Jordan shooting threes?
Who's
Like,
the other
remember
guy?
the only time he did it was against the Blazers that one game where he kept on like nailing threes and he did the old. He
That's
did
the
like
thing,
that.
you can never,
I don't know what's going on
compare,
thing. But
like eras ever. Like people say, oh, how would I hate LeBron? But people say, oh, how would LeBron do in the 90s? LeBron would be fine in the 90s. He just wouldn't be flopping around like he is today. He'd play through it and then he'd be fine. The guy's 6'8", 260. He's
Right.
falling down when someone looks at him the wrong way. He wouldn't do that in 1997 if Oakley was elbowing him in the head as he comes down the lane. You know.
Right.
or in the '80s, if Bill Laimbeer would have just smacked him across the face
Right.
and 2 teeth popping out, and he goes back and reads a book.
Exactly. Page 1.
I feel like the guards, like the 6'1" guards, they would have a harder time.
Yeah,
The
that's
guys
why
that-
Allen Iverson, back when he played, was such an anomaly. The guy was tiny.
Right.
Going up again, back in the NBA, every single team had 7-foot monsters. If you walk down the lane, they would, hand check you into the boards. It's a different game. Every generation is a different game. You can never compare generations.
Who was that guy on the Bulls that said after like on an interview after the game that he said something about, I think like I just know that me and Jordan combined, we scored 52 points. I think Jordan had 51 and he had one.
Steve Kerr.
Was it Steve Kerr?
Steve Kerr, yeah. It was in the finals.
Wow.
It was a finals like parade, whatever thing. It was Steve Kerr.
That's crazy. The rabbi said in his speech.
I'm pretty sure Steve Kerr.
Oh, really? That's
The
what it was?
rabbi said in his speech. I don't know if I should.
I'm like 98%.
You shout out to the rabbi of our shul. That's all. Let's shout out to the rabbi of our shul who happens to be related to Mendy. And
Yeah, shout out to Rabbi Rube.
there you go.
I know he's related
There
to
you go. What? First cousins.
Did not know that.
Yeah, it's crazy. He actually became. They hired him after he gave this speech, the 51-1. He mentioned it in the speech.
And then he said, this guy's relatable.
This guy's relatable. Boom.
It's true.
The rest is history.
Rest is history.
I didn't know that.
Now we're not allowed to talk in shul anymore.
We have the shushka. What do you call it? The shusher?
Shusher.
Shout out to Ezra.
Ezra, if you're watching this. I hope you're watching. You better be watching this.
Yeah.
Yeah, shushers, big shushers.
Big shushers.
What do you guys think about what the Knicks are going to do now?
There aren't that many options. Let's be realistic for a coach. They're gonna probably pick some guy who's like an assistant somewhere that like has like some sort of rapport with players. They're talking about Johnny Bryan, the former Knicks assistant, but like, who are you gonna pick up? I mean, Mike Malone's the only coach that's out there that has like experience with any sort of track record. There isn't really anybody that's like lying around. There's no Kenny Atkinson or like any of these guys who've had success as a coach and are still relatively young and like whatever.
Who's the guy that coached in college? Coach Brunson and.
Oh, Jay Wright? He's retired officially.
Oh, he's retired?
Yeah.
So he's a guy I could see.
But I feel like these guys never work out when going from college to the NBA. When's the last time a coach was successful going from college to the NBA?
It's true. You're right. Who's the guy that coached OKC? Bill Donovan?
Billy Donovan coached
Bill
OKC?
Donovan. He coached Florida.
Yeah,
he
for
won
Florida,
championship.
yeah.
By the way, Billy Donovan was on the Knicks for like 5 minutes.
What?
I'm like pretty sure, like 94, 95.
Wow.
I think he's a bench guy on the Knicks.
By the way, I decided we
Rusty fact checker.
shouldn't have a fact checker. You want to know why? By the way, whoever's listening to the podcast, just put it in the comments and call us out.
Yeah.
Tell us, by the way, you guys are so wrong because
Right.
it makes for good conversation. So
Yeah.
please,
I'm
comment.
98% sure that Billy Donovan was on the Knicks at some point for like 6.5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Point is, no one generally makes a transition from, you would know, who coached the Nets coming from college?
Not Lawrence Frank.
No, he's back in college now. He's a successful college coach.
Who, Lawrence
Very
Frank?
successful.
Sorry. The guy.
90s.
Daly?
John Daly, yeah.
He's thinking Chuck Daly.
Yeah,
What he's
Chuck,
thinking.
Chuck Daly.
No,
I
Chuck Daly
don't know
was
why I said John Daly.
Was he in the Nets also?
I thought he was.
He could be, but that's not
Larry
what I'm
Brown? No. Larry
thinking. No, Larry
Brown.
Brown was also college and then went to the Knicks at one point, but also the Pacers and all that. But I'm thinking of, what's his name, who now coaches,
Bobby Knight.
no.
He's currently coaching?
He's coaching in college now. Who did
Oh,
he
he's
coach?
coaching in
Memphis?
college.
He coached Memphis at one point in college.
Oh, the famous Kentucky. Kentucky.
Yeah.
What's
John
his name?
Calipari.
John
John Calipari.
Calipari.
Oh, that's right. He coached
John
in that.
Calipari.
late 90s Nets coach.
Yeah. Classic example of a guy who had a lot of college success and then went to the NBA and couldn't hack it.
He actually said I think Jamal Murray dropped in the draft. He said this guy is going to be a stud. He was right. He won a championship. He's solid.
Yeah.
A lot of teams skipped on him.
You got
Like every year there's someone who gets skipped and then the guy makes it eventually. Jokic is a second rounder.
You got to figure like most of the teams, they go to these college head coaches and they really pick their brains to find out exactly what these players are like. So you got to figure they're pretty trustworthy when it comes to making these calls. But I thought maybe that the Knicks would get Jason Kidd, but
I did not want Jason Kidd.
no.
No. I can't stand Jason Kidd. No one likes him apparently. Like he's not a likable guy.
I just wanted him to like do that kiss thing every time out.
He's smart. He knows the game, but he's not. I don't know if he's relatable. It's not like a fun guy, right?
I'm not.
I think the Knicks need like that fun guy. They need a Riley, man. That's what they need, man. They need like a slick.
Pat the Rat is
cool
not
dude.
allowed.
What about Van Gundy?
Van Gundy hasn't coached in like 15 years. Like being a guy like that who hasn't coached in forever, he's not going to be able to keep up with today's game. It's a different game.
What about Spike Lee? I think Spike Lee would be a great coach. He looked good on the behind the bench. Did you see what he was wearing like half those games? By the way, man, the guy's like he was Mr. courtside, and I don't know, man. He was wearing some strange stuff.
That's Spike Lee for you.
You know what Spike Lee was really famous for?
Reggie Miller fight.
No, besides that, I'm talking
White
about
Men
like
Can't- oh,
White-
Can't Jump.
not White Man Can Jump.
the
He
Ray-
Got
the Ray
Game?
Allen movie. Yeah, He Got Game.
He got game.
He Got Game. I think he was also a movie called Above the Rim, and he's also the director.
He hasn't done anything since like the early to mid 90s.
Yeah.
He hasn't done a single thing since then.
Except for sitting courtside.
Exactly.
You think he pays for those seats?
So did we talk about this? I don't remember. I think we talked
We
about
talked
it.
about how much it costs to sit courtside.
But I heard that like you have to get invited to sit courtside. So
Yeah,
basically,
I turned them down. I couldn't.
Yeah, they
Don't really come for the weekend game. I can't. Shabbos, I can't make it. So.
Yeah. No, I think what they do is they invite celebrities to come to the games, and they have to pay for their seats. But they give it to them at, let's say, face value. So, but let's just say face value for the tickets $1,000, whatever, $2,000. No big deal for these guys. But you can't just pick them up, on
You can't buy them on StubHub.
Right. You can't buy them on the secondary market or anything like that. You have to get invited.
Celebrity row.
Yeah, that's what it is. So
Yeah.
one day, Mendy.
Been there.
Yeah.
Been there.
How was it? Is it over? Like,
It's overrated. I mean, like these guys.
You really
come up
sat
to me-
courtside?
No.
Okay.
Never. But
do you like? I was gonna say, like, do you like catch their sweat? Like,
I would love to actually sit courtside. I've actually sat.
so you can watch what's his name, Tracy Morgan throw up on the court.
Yeah, no, I sat on the glass once at a Florida Panthers game. It was a time where a friend of mine, his father-in-law, owned a part of the Florida Panthers.
Oh, interesting.
Actually, an old Muncie fan.
Shout out to who? Shout out.
Sorry, no shout outs. But anyway, I went to a game with them, and we sat on the glass behind the net. I actually got a puck. A puck fell off the. This is when when they just introduced the netting.
Net.
It hit the net and it landed in my lap. But that was exciting, man. That's just like you're sitting there, like banging, whatever it is. But
cool.
yeah. You ever sit Legends, Mendy?
I have sat Legends.
How
Yeah.
about you, Mendy?
I did sit Legends
my
once.
kid.
Shout out David Sanders for hooking that up.
Yeah, Legends
I'm
are.
not even a Yankee fan, but it was a cool experience.
Go eat before the game.
Yeah, you eat before,
Do the
during,
Mets have?
after.
Do the Mets have like a Legends?
They don't have an equivalent of that. No, they don't have an equivalent of like all you can eat situation.
Well, you can eat.
They
Like,
have like different food scenarios, but like not like the Yankees have.
I think the Jets and the Giants have something called Coaches Club, where there's
Yeah,
also. I think-
exactly.
do you also like stuff your pockets with the snacks to take home, like with the Snickers and
That's-
like?
that's
You
like
got kids to feed. They go to school the next day. Why
Yeah.
is he snack?
You
You
ever,
know?
you ever see a Hasidic guy like at the Legends and he comes with a big plastic bag and he's loading up, peanuts.
My favorite
and-
part is they have like the garbage cans full of cold drinks. Like you just walk by and grab
Right.
like 4 drinks, like
And then what you do is you throw them to the other guys that are sitting like one row behind Legends, and you're like, here you go, buddy.
What happens if you're in
people.
Legend see for a double header? Do you get like, you could get to eat keep eating all day? Like I've never done that.
That's
I
like
wonder-
little-
It's like
you can
Shabbos lunch and Shal Shuddas, like
Yeah.
all rolled into one.
Yeah, because it's like you always like, oh, I wanted to try that, but you can't. Like, how many times are you going back, right?
Well, that happens to be that's the only negative thing about sitting Legends when you're from is that everybody else is sitting there eating on like nice plates and cutlery,
sitting there with
and
plastic.
you're sitting there eating like a nice, great piece of steak with like a plastic fork and knife, and like you feel like oh, come on,
You think people are looking at like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like what?
I'm sure they are.
or they're just busy eating their own food, so they don't like really think too much about it. I would imagine, but you never know.
We never know.
Good old Legends. Good old Legends. Speaking of Legends, the Yankees just got swept by Boston, which
That's pretty legendary.
It's the worst. man.
While Boston's busy trading Devers to San Francisco.
Yeah, what's
for
up with that trade?
a bag
first
of
all?
moldy
I mean, because I don't mind
peanuts,
skipping right through that. The Mets also got swept
They
this
did.
weekend,
They
so
did.
I know, but
it
it's
hurts
not-
a little less.
It's not that the Yankees got swept by anybody. They got swept by
I know,
the
that
Red
sucks.
Sox.
You
It's
can't
just
get- it's-
anytime that the Yankees and the Red Sox play, and the Yankees don't win, it just.
So I have a question for you Yankee fans, because as a Mets fan or as a baseball fan, Yankees Red Sox is a great rivalry to watch in general. It's fun, it's exciting. Do you feel like that kind of like has like reached past the point of like what it once was, and now it's just like, okay, yeah, you want to be the Red Sox, it's the Red Sox, but like it's not the same from 15, 20 years ago?
I'll let you take it, Mincy.
I mean, it's definitely. I mean, you can't compare it to what it was. First of all, it's so much better when both of them, the rivalry, when they're both really good. They were like for years 1-2, right?
Right.
Fighting. So when the rivalry is that good, it's great. It's great. And also like there were fights. Remember that
Don
crazy
Zimmer and
Pedro Martinez like taking. It was just crazy and Clement. I don't know. There's like
I feel like back then every
it was
single
like
game was
they hated
like
each other. It was
one
hate.
pitch away from a fight every single game back then.
Yeah, and it was great because they hated each other. It was like now it's different. First of all, it's not the same because the Red Sox are not good right now.
Not even that.
And
Once
I feel
the
like they lost a
once
lot
the
of
Red Sox won the World Series,
good
it
point.
wasn't the same. I used to love going to Yankee Stadium or even Fenway Park, wear my Yankee jersey, and underneath my Yankee jersey, I had a 1918 shirt, and it was the best.
And a 9mm to make sure you skate Fenway without getting punched.
I did it once. I got a little beer poured on me. But yeah, that was exciting. But yeah, once they won the World Series, it was like,
You lost the advantage you had all along. It's like, now what? What are you going to say? Okay, 27 championships? Okay, but we won the last, what was it, 2-3?
it's true. It's true.
Yeah, definitely. I hear that. Yeah, definitely lost a little bit of it. But I feel like when the teams are good, also the whole thing. Also, like now, like look what like the last 10 years. Like people, like you have players that played on both teams. It never used to happen.
Never used to be like that, really, yeah.
Right?
Teams, yeah,
Johnny
the players-
Damon and Ellsbury. Well, I'm trying to think who else.
You remember
Ellsbury.
the last 30 years? Like, there
Even Euclid.
do you remember when Bernie Williams almost signed with the Red Sox?
Yes.
That was like, it was like maddening. Like, who would have ever thought that Bernie was going to sign with the Red Sox?
That
He
would
actually,
have hurt the Yankees
But that was
so
a-
badly. Homegrown Yankee.
Yeah, he's a homegrown. Yeah.
But think about it. Ellsbury's a homegrown Red Sox, and he went to the Yankees.
Yeah.
And he had success. He won a World Series with the Red Sox, and he went to the Yankees.
I think
Then
Bernie,
he promptly didn't do a
No.
thing. For,
He had like 28 home runs one year, and like he had one good crazy year with power.
what did they give him? 7 years? 153, something like that?
I don't even
He
know.
earned at least $5 million of the 153, at least.
who?
What's his name? We just said his name.
Ellsbury.
Ellsbury. Oh, terrible, yeah. Almost as bad
You know
as
that
signing,
I think he's from.
Jason Bay.
Jason Day.
Is he from Nebraska? Is that where it is? Him and Jabba came from the same town.
Oh, I think
Jabba
Jabba was
Chamberlain.
from Nebraska.
Jabba Chamberlain.
So I think him and.
What are the odds? Really? They both came from the town of
Yes,
Nebraska?
yes. It was crazy. They're both from Nebraska or something. That was crazy. Yeah.
That's random.
Jabba. Wow.
Remember that Jabba Rules? Remember that name? They killed that. They killed him. He was going to be amazing, and they just decided to give with the pitch with the innings limit, and they wouldn't like allow him to exceed a certain amount of pitches during his games, and then the midgets and
Oh, the midgets in Cleveland. Oh my gosh.
Midges.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What is it?
Midges.
Not midgets, right?
Yeah, let's take that back. Little people and flies. But yeah, that they screwed him up royally, and he could have been great. You know, who
There's
knows?
always those cases of the guys who could have been great and would have this and would have that. And he also got hurt a bunch, didn't he? I think that's what
I
ultimately.
think maybe like.
Look
after
at
all
Matt
that.
Harvey. Matt Harvey was also could have been, would have been. He was great for 2, 3, 4.
You think you think they like stretched him too far?
No, that's just what happens. Some guys fall apart. He had thoracic outlet, and that was it. These guys don't come back from that.
Oh, well,
Is what it is.
what's thoracic outlet?
I sound knowledgeable about it, but I'm not really sure much. But it's all I know is it's something that guys at this point haven't figured out how to really come back from. So once that happened, it was more or less over for him.
The Mets had like a lot of pitchers like that. Right?
You remember they had
Yes,
Didn't they have who were the big
Pulsifer,
three?
Bill Pulsifer,
Well, the original big
Jason
three.
Isringhausen,
Yeah.
and
third, Paul Wilson.
Paul Wilson.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
Yep.
That crazy. They have
But
great stuff.
Isringhausen, out of all three, Isringhausen had a nice career.
He was a closer for
a
the
long
St.
time.
Louis, right?
St. Louis, yeah. He came back to the Mets after all that. He pitched like 2-3 years for the Mets.
After
Like,
St. Louis?
Yeah, later in his career.
As a closer?
Yeah, he came back as like it was like an end of the career, like homecoming type of thing. But yeah, as a kid, I was a little kid back then. That was like the first years of being a Mets fan. It was like that general era, like 94, 95, 96. And like I remember thinking like, oh wow, these guys are going to be great. And then yeah, they all pretty much died.
By the way, I want to go back to that rivalry question. What about you with the Braves? Like, do you?
It's not the same
Mets,
either.
Braves.
It's not the same. Even with what was it 2 years ago? Was it last year?
Not last year.
No, 2 years ago they lost. Well, they're both. Maybe the Mets have been both good for the last 3-4 years, whatever it is, right? But the rivalry in the '90s, the Mets were like constantly chasing the Braves. Like they're always like 4 or 5 games behind the Braves. Like 98, 99, 2000, 2001 even. They can never get over the hump. They lost to them in the '99 playoffs when Kenny Rogers threw ball 4 to Andrew Jones.
And the Yankees, 99?
The Yankees beat the Braves in '99.
They swept them.
They swept them? I
Yeah,
remember
they swept the
that.
Braves.
Who made the last catch?
Who made the last
Who made
catch
the last out?
when they swept
When
the
they
Braves?
Swept the Braves.
Well, 96 was Charlie Hayes, right?
Yeah, I remember.
The last out when they swept the Braves.
Was it outfield or was it
It was
infield?
an outfielder.
Ricky Leday.
No.
Mets.
Outfielder? Bernie?
No.
Jack Curtis.
There you go.
Yes.
Really?
Jack
I'm just
Curtis.
throwing out names of Yankee.
And you're a
outfielders.
Mets fan.
I don't even remember that. 'Cause I don't remember
Shame
that.
on us.
I was at that game.
You were at that game.
Casual drop. I was at that game.
I was at that game and I had a camera. This is, pre cell phones.
Kodak
I had a
throwaway
camera.
camera.
Oh my God. Not a Kodak. I actually I brought a regular camera with me, except I forgot to put film in.
No.
Yeah. I was taking pictures. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I'm just taking pictures. Like it wasn't running out.
You know what's worse than that? You know what's worse than that? So there I was 18. I went with like 4 or 5 guys from Yeshiva. We went to Florida for like 4 or 5 days. The guy that was in Yeshiva lived there then, so we went to him for Shabbos, whatever.
Spring break.
Spring or break. So we're there for like 4 or 5 days, had a great time. We developed like, I don't know, 200 pictures, like a ton of pictures. We get to the airport, the guy like takes out his bag, puts it in the side, we're checking. That was when they had like an outside kiosk to check in. Checks in, he left the bag there, and then we lost all those pictures. So I had like, separate pictures, like, I don't know.
I've actually seen some
30,
of those
40
pictures on the internet.
Yeah.
I have.
And
Mendy, you know
he
something?
lost his camera and all the pictures, and it was very sad. But I did have my camcorder, because this is back in the times of camcorders. It was like 2004 or 5.
You owned a camcorder?
My family owned a
Oh,
camcorder.
okay.
Yeah, it wasn't my personal camcorder. I just took the camcorder, and I still have videos from that era, which will not make it to the internet.
Hope so.
And yeah, the point is we lost all those pictures. And
Wow.
it was very sad. I'm a very big picture guy, as most people, all like 714,000 of you watching this know. I'm a big picture guy, and it hurt a lot when those pictures were lost.
Yeah. You have this thing like,
I haven't gotten
what's
over
the thing of like you like a picture and you save it? Oh, save for future use.
Save for future use, yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
Every time Mendy does something or has a picture of him that shows up in the chat, I just tell him I saved it for future use.
Oh, interesting.
There always is a future use when it comes to Mendy and pictures.
For those that don't know about the MSL players chat, it's a
It's a safe place.
It's a very safe place.
it's a lot of action, man. A lot of action going on any
If you're
time
not
of
on
day.
that chat, you want to be on that chat.
That's true. We should actually,
Yeah.
we should
Plug
tell,
that.
We should tell Yitz to maybe charge membership, not for us, but like for outsiders so they can see what's going on. That'd be fun. You love that chat.
I love the chat. I mean, I love it. It's great.
Well, you do the money, you buy food, you buy Smash House for the games.
Right. That's
You don't
right.
have to sponsor anymore. You're good to go.
It's a great chat. It's great. We talk about the game that happened. The games. It's great. It's
It's a good outlet.
it's a good outlet. It's great. It could be you talk about anything. The Mets fans, Yankee fans. We go at it. It's fun.
By the way, I think that
The whole Eli Manning thing. Is he a Hall of Famer or not?
He's not a
think-
Hall of Famer.
I think that Jews are the only ones that actually use WhatsApp the way that.
But no jokes. Jews are absolutely the ones who use WhatsApp.
Is that true?
Yeah.
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 Like-
Any non-Jews I've come across, like it's a work thing, they don't have WhatsApp. They don't use WhatsApp.
They don't use it, or they don't do
I mean,
these
they
chats.
know it exists. Probably it's owned by Facebook.
I deal with
whatever,
customers.
but-
Some of them are on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
A lot of them I actually told them about. Now that I think about it,
Exactly.
True.
like what's that?
Hey,
What-
what-
yeah,
what
I'm
is
like,
this?
listen,
What
we're
is
sending
this source
pictures.
for
I'm
you?
like, just if you want to see good pictures of floors and stuff, like just get WhatsApp. They do like it, but yeah.
By the way, I like that plug, Mendy.
Which one?
You want to see some good pictures of floors. Yeah, but no, seriously, WhatsApp is only used by the Jews. I think that we've monopolized that. And,
Well, that's how we control the weather. So
It's true, by the way.
you know,
Very, very true. Yes, that's what status really is. It's really like, oh, is it raining somewhere?
it's about to be.
That's right. We got the RSK tournament is
This
coming
Sunday.
up this Sunday.
This Sunday.
This Sunday, all right.
Yeah. You know what's cool though? Like my $10,000 donation from Steph still hasn't come through, but I heard it's in the mail, so it's cool.
Oh no, I think it was supposed to be coming from my.
I think it was down. That's what it's
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I
it's down.
tried, by the way,
It's
but
down.
the
I hate
site-
when that happens.
Yes, yes,
so
yes.
annoying.
Yeah, shout out to Montes for not getting the site up.
Awkward. But they're actually doing really well. They're over 700,000 already. The
Wow.
goal is still 1 million, and I'm sure we're going to get there.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys think you can raise $300,000 in the next
Yeah.
5 days?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just saying.
That's
Big things coming.
that's
Big
wild.
things coming.
Where's it being held this
Right
year?
now, we got
In-
Zachary Eisenberger. Just I want to see what he's saying, but it's not like he
Is
can
he
see
calling in? What's he doing?
Is he calling in?
No, no, we wanted to get Zach. We can actually call him if we want.
I don't know. What did he post now?
He's a topic. Mendy, is your son embarrassed by your mid-full injury, or is he all for it and embraces it? Well, now that you mention it, so he probably was definitely embarrassed at some point. of like my generalness, like around his friends and whatever, like my dad jokes and whatnot. But he comes to realize like his friends think I'm kind of cool. I'm like, Mr. Halpert, Mr. Halpert, your father's Mr. Halpert. Like,
the problem is that you can be like this now because your oldest is a boy.
Right.
Okay. Like I'm allowed one dad joke at Shabbos. Okay. When my daughters have any friends over, it's like, okay, Dad, get out of the way, and then get out of the way because we don't want you around because you were embarrassing us.
it's true. So my son had like, a couple friends for Shabbos. Was it 2 weeks ago? He had like 3-4 friends. So we made him in for maybe on Friday night in my house. We already had 6. We just grabbed like 3-4 neighbors. Made in. So I'm like rushing around. So every Shabbos, I'm doing like 45 things at once. I just like threw on my tie. I didn't like make my tie. It was just like open around my neck. And like I'm sitting there, I'm like diving, and his friends asked he's like, your father did it on purpose? Like, it looks really cool. Like, that he does that? I'm like, yeah, obviously. Kidding? It's a regular fashion statement.
And then they go home and they're gonna do it next week.
Yeah,
And then
the kids don't wear. But it's not the kids don't wear ties today.
No. Mendy Rosen, you don't wear a tie.
I don't wear a tie.
But the average person when we
And
were,
it's not
let's
because I'm
say,
Hasidish.
the average person when we were like 15, 16 wore a tie.
I mean, listen, you
average
guys
kid.
don't really know what it's like to like have somebody like
No
wearing a tie.
one knows what it's like.
My uncle wears a tie every single day of the week.
You're German.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, you come from that community. Like, that's just the way it is, man.
To be a
yucky.
Yucky.
Is that a song?
To be yucky. With blonde hair and blue eyes.
Interesting.
eating some green corn.
Oh, shout out to Grincorn. You know what that is, Mendy?
Grincorn?
Yeah, Grincorn.
No.
Grincorn is basically a substitute for cholent. It's a German cholent. It's barley.
Made with real bits of Nazis? Like,
No. It's barley with some onion and like I'm gonna use the word
It's
vush.
so good.
A vush, it's like a big hot dog, a big sausage.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah, I guess I could say Wiener Schnitzel. Wiener Schnitzel.
The Wiener Schnitzel.
It's like very.
I like hot
thick.
dogs.
It's like thick and hearty, and it's not cholent. It's just like it's a German
stew.
It's called Grünkern. I've had it pretty much my entire life. You know.
Does your wife make it?
Sure, of course. Yeah.
I've walked. You know how many times I've walked over to Stefan Friday night
Grünkorn
just for green corn? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yum.
It comes
a far
it
walk.
comes in like this little blue green bag or silver bag,
And
whatever.
he
it is.
walks into your door like, I just knocked on the thing. Can I have some of the Grünkenflachen fliegen?
Yeah, exactly. Rusty first barks and then we let him.
Yeah, he licks me.
Yes. Oh, Jesus, Mendy.
Ed it.
We're never gonna get through a whole episode.
Lick me with your
it's
best
rusty.
shot.
I know.
Why don't you lick me with your best shot? Anyways, after we edited out that 30 seconds.
Yeah. So we were talking about Greenkern, and then we were talking about. We started talking about the RSK tournament. How many teams are in the RSK tournament this
16
year?
teams.
Yeah.
16 teams. There's 2 tiers. It's a lot of fun. It really is. I play in Tier B. But Tier B is solid teams. Like Tier A has some really good teams. Tier B has some really solid players. Like guys that are regular Tier A players are playing in Tier B, mixed with guys that are a little bit less talented, so to speak.
Is the A like really, really competitive?
A is pretty competitive. Yeah, I mean, you have teams that could be Tier B teams, and there's probably some Tier B teams really could be Tier A. So it's kind of an all around mix, but it's competitive all around. Like there's no one getting blown out like 14-1 or whatever for the most part.
I mean, I wouldn't know anything about it because I was never asked to play. But
There's 7-7, like these 14 teams, 7-7.
How are they doing this year? I'm not sure. I've seen what's it called. I just forgot the numbers. What's it called? But point is, the tournament itself is a great tournament. It's a family situation also. You bring your family, your kids, a whole like family time situation.
Where is it?
It's in. I've said the park name probably like 10,000 times, and I always forget it.
Viola Park.
No, it's in Jersey. It's in. I have to look it up. I'm gonna have to edit this out.
No, we don't have to edit this out. You're looking it up, and me and Mendy are looking at each
Warren
other.
Anco Park. That's what it is.
Warren Anco Park.
It's like near Edison area. It's like 45 minutes from Muncie. So it's like
What's the English date?
June 22nd.
And what's the Hebrew date?
Chaf Dal Shvat.
Nice.
No, it's not. That's my Hebrew birthday. It's the first one that comes to mind.
But it is. No, we're in
No,
Sivan.
Shvat's like February.
Oh,
because that's when my birthday is. Or
Now, by the way,
February.
that was the derogatory portion of the episode.
week. Brought to you by Vision Vinyl.
Ooh.
A vision of greatness. Pew, 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 pew.
Flooring for all your floors.
Ing needs. Point is that it's a great tournament, a lot of fun, good food, good games, competitive games. We won the championship last
Is
year.
there a dunk tank?
I actually thought of doing dunk tank last year, but it wasn't going to happen.
Maybe that's the only way I can get to the.
He's also a VIP.
We can dunk on you if necessary.
He's also like a VIP or something, right?
Really?
A VIP.
What's VIP?
Oh, like shout out to Zachary. He mentioned something about VIP. Maybe it's not from RSK. He said if like for $250 you go into the VIP. No, it's not like that.
Sure what he's talking about.
Oh, all right.
Interesting. By the way, we're going to get Zachary on this program one of these days. He is traveling right now abroad.
It's going to happen. The fans have yet to meet Zachary, but he's out there. We promise he's real.
Yes.
Should we call him now?
We could try and call him. Yeah, let's give him a call. Give Zach a call. We'll say hello.
Now I'm curious to know about the VIP thing.
I'm not sure honestly what he's talking about.
It's probably made up.
Maybe no, I think last year they had like a special donors section. Maybe that's what he's talking about. But I think it's probably more than $250.
I'm a donor.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm a donor.
You are a donor,
but
you're a tzaddik for it.
Yeah, but not,
You want to call him? I don't know.
I would call him, but I'm using my
That's
phone
all
right now.
Is he
Forget it.
still up
No, forget it. Don't call. I didn't realize how late it was.
It's like fans out there. You want to see dedication? It's like 1 a.m. right now.
That's
so.
right.
Yeah, but
The BMA Report never ever sleeps.
No, it doesn't sleep. We're at the BMA
or wake up on time.
Not just Monday and Thursday. We're here all week. Point is that the tournament's a great tournament. It's a lot of fun. A lot of work goes into it. People don't realize what goes on behind the scenes to make this stuff work. People go, oh yeah, you show up and play baseball. Mendy Rosenberg, Armbach, and these guys do a ton behind the scenes to make it happen, to make sure like everybody has a great time. So they deserve a shout out. They do. Like, a lot of it, like there's so many moving parts, and the jerseys to the equipment to the park to this to that to all the stuff that actually happens at the park to all the different vendors. There's a lot. A lot goes into it. So it's a testament to their hard work that it actually turns out the way it does.
What happened to the MSL
All-Star game?
Yeah, what happened to that?
The first one got rained out. I'm not sure when the second one is. I think they said July maybe. Not sure why it got pushed off that long, but maybe the other teams were scared and needed to gather more players with talent.
By the way, is there a home run derby in that All-Star game?
I don't think so.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
One old timers game you mentioned.
Listen, I'd love to play in the All-Timers game, but I'm so old. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm hanging on by a thread. Literally.
Hanging by a moment here with you. That's another thing, by the way. We're going to get to the Influencer Mendy singing aspect of the show. I sing a lot. But my brain works is like someone says a word and it just becomes like a song.
Are you into music, by the way? Is that your jive?
I mean, I like music like most adult people and also teenagers, but I don't think I'm necessarily more into music.
Are you into
I think my brain just works with word association in general. Like if you say something, my brain will think of like a sentence that rhymes with it or a song that whatever it is.
Maybe you're like a lyricist and you don't even know it.
The Lord's blessings to me lyrically inclined.
Nice. You listen to country music. You listen to Shweki, Lipa.
Big Shweki fan. Although I am a big more.
But I went from country to Shweki to Lipa. But yeah,
I do like Mordechai Shapiro. I think he's really good.
I was his counselor.
Nice.
Came Bregish, like a million years ago.
Yeah. I'm a fan of his. But I like all music in general.
But you, Mendy, you're a big music guy.
I don't discriminate.
Not really.
You ever go to concerts? Like, ever any good concerts?
No, that's the thing. I'm not a concert guy.
Oh, I've been to like some sick concerts. I was at Metallica in the 90s, Guns N' Roses, Grateful Dead.
I'm grateful for that one.
The Ramones. I went to Lollapalooza. These are all like Mendy Rosen's looking at me like I'm
No, I've been to Eric Clapton.
Didn't you go to Celine Dion?
I went to Celine
I'm
Dion.
not going to mention it.
That's gonna get edited out.
Celine Dion was good actually. It was in Vegas.
You like Celine? Like you like Celine Dion?
I like Celine Dion.
Teenager.
Let's see.
I walked into like.
That was.
Are we editing all this out or is this?
I don't know.
And you are my man.
Whenever you reach for me,
Ooh, harmonizing. Look at
all
that.
that I can.
I always say, by the way, whenever you're like past 45 minutes,
Whatever happens,
it
happens.
doesn't make a difference because you can do and say whatever you want. So whoever's listening, enjoy. Whoever's not listening,
You should be.
exactly, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm being serious, by the way. That's the way podcasting works, man. We
The BMA Report after dark or after.
whoever's like still on
1 a.m.
this is not like this doesn't need to be out of that. I'm being serious, by the way.
Oh.
But it's
I
very
can say whatever the hell I want.
not whatever the hell you want because again we have somebody who's going to we have a
Select few.
no we have a mashgiach of the podcast. There's somebody out there who listens to the podcast before it gets released.
Shout out to that
person. And that means that if we say something stupid, it gets edited out. So
And that's more work for Steph.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I'm saying. It's not nice because that is
okay.
more work for you.
It's okay. I enjoy it, and it's fun. But like I said, it doesn't, once you after, I think the average person who listens to a podcast, if they're not like a real devoted fan, they're in for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, unless you're like learning something. So at this
Basically,
point,
you're saying we have to make sure the first 20 minutes are like the best 20 minutes.
yeah, I'm saying no, because what happens on a podcast? At the end of the day, people listening for it for two reasons. One, they want to be entertained, and two, they want to learn something. Let's just look around this room right now. I don't really think many people are going to be learning a lot. They may be learning a stat or
I don't know. We had
an interesting
of the week. I don't know.
interesting tidbit.
We had
but
It's our tour of the week. We had that.
yeah, but
We
I'm saying
did have that,
we're-
yeah.
But we're not teaching anybody
lessons.
business ethics and how to become a billionaire by.
I don't know. Maybe we can have that.
First of all, I'm literally an influencer. So
I know.
I have a lot to disseminate to the masses who don't already follow my status.
when did this
my
start?
goodness.
If you want to give a little history of that.
Influencer thing?
Yeah.
I never really posted on WhatsApp in general, but then my shul went to Israel. This is going back probably 2.5 years ago, give or take. And I just documented my trip. And I just made jokes with it and whatever, and people actually
Did
commented.
you? But you also documented that trip where you went with Aviatar to
Morocco?
Morocco. Yeah, but
That was just was it on WhatsApp?
yeah, that's where I saw. I mean, I think that's where I saw everything. It wasn't Instagram. Do you have an Instagram?
I had Instagram, but I really never use it. My wife uses it. We have a shared account situation, and I've been on Instagram I don't know how long.
That's the
I
key, by the
posted
way.
some
By the way, if you
pictures
want to become a real midfluencer,
Instagram.
it's time to Instagram it.
People tell me that. People tell me that.
It's the way to. It's the only way. It's the way it happens. I was listening to a podcast today by Yichel Jacobs, and he was toying around with this. My gosh, I can't think of the word. He was toying around with this
Imitating.
imitation. There you go. Why couldn't I think of that? By the way,
No, but it's called something else when you actually
Mimicking, imitation.
No,
Whatever.
it's a profession.
no, that's a ventriloquist you're thinking.
Oh,
of, Mendy.
thank you.
I
Yeah,
knew,
that's
by the
what
way.
I'm
Say
thinking
again. I know.
That is
Mendy.
what I'm thinking of.
I know you so well.
Yeah.
That, I could totally. Okay, yeah, whatever. He was doing this imitation
Okay,
of
I learned. By the way, I learn new words every day. I love it.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, so he was doing this imitation of Sebastian Maniscalco, and he was
Maniscalco.
It doesn't make a difference. Like I said, who cares? Anyway, and he was responding to people who were sending hate stuff after October 7th, and he did it. He made one post to this question or something like that he heard, and it got 500,000 views. First ever, it got 500,000 on his, on his first post.
One of half of my views got it.
And then bam, next one 1 million, and the guy's got 100.
What's his name?
Yichel Jacobs. He grew up actually in
Young kid. He's what is he? 25, 30, max.
25, 30. He's became a big comedian right now. He's sold out big venues.
Funny guy.
Yeah, funny guy. And but just bam, Hashem just said boop, and turned it on for him.
Instagram is what you're saying.
I'm saying, yeah, if you want to really hit it really big.
I think you could do all with it.
It's just a lot of work, by the way. Instagram is not easy. You have to you have to have content. You got to just
Right.
take.
That's with me and content. I just literally take the dumbest things and make it.
But by the way, guess what?
Right.
You never know. You never
people
know.
find it funny to some degree.
I think-
And by the way, it happens to
I
be.
feel I have some people say how many people look at your status. I don't have that many. It's I don't know, 250, 300, 350 max. It's how many contacts you have in your phone. It's
I have 5,000. But do you limit your status or you open it to the public?
I'll be the public, yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. I am actually on the. I don't do the two blue check marks, so I can't ever
So you can't
tell.
see. Which, by the way,
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I you know what?
What is up that? It's a big pet peeve of mine.
I'm going to tell you.
Give me your blue checks.
I'm going to tell you what.
I want to see that you looked right now.
I'm going to tell you like this. I hate WhatsApp. I'll be honest with you. I hate it.
I appreciate your honesty.
I do. I'm terrible at responding to messages. I'm very old school. If you need me, call me. And
Text also?
it's the same. If you need me, just call me. I'm not attached to my phone. I'm attached to my phone when I'm using it, but when I'm not using it, it sits on my desk and it just it goes.
You'd rather talk to someone.
I would absolutely much
I'm
rather
not a
talk to
talker.
somebody.
I'm much more a texter or WhatsApp or whatever.
Maybe it could be because I sometimes will sit in front of my computer like when I'm formulating an email. It'll take me 45 minutes to make sure that I'm saying the right thing and that maybe I don't want to be insulting or I don't want to be too pushy or whatever it may be. So whatever. I just don't like the whole thing. So that being said, when someone's responding to you or someone's writing you a message and you have to respond to them right away, but you see if they looked at it, then
I don't feel that way at all. Because I could look at something and I'm like, I'll get to it later. Whatever.
Yeah, I guess I'm not like that. I don't know. I'm like, if I don't respond,
You think people are judging you right away?
Judging.
So I usually respond fairly quickly just because I want someone to respond to me if I'm messaging them. So I'm pretty quick responder in general for the most part. And obviously if I'm in the middle of something, I won't read it until I know I can answer it. So I'll just leave it unread. But yeah, I'm very much a blue check person. I need to know. I very much need to know.
But do you get upset? You read it, you didn't say anything? Why are you answering?
I'll assume they couldn't answer for whatever reason. If they ignore me for a week, then they're ignoring me. But who really ignores me for Mendy? Let's be honest.
No, you ever have to say you have to reply what?
No,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for an
My
answer.
secretary reach out to them and say, "Why didn't you answer Mendy?"
I get that all the time from people. They're I get question marks. Dude, just can you answer me already? And I'm like, it was a month. It was a month before. Whatever. Okay, so that was the technology portion of the program.
The
Let's.
point is that WhatsApp thing, I find it fun, and we'll see if we end up on Instagram and get really famous.
Listen, from this podcast, you never know. By the way,
I'm just saying.
we're like the, by the way, we're like the real ish. By the way, people are really talking about us. You should hear how many people during shul came over to me and said, "I love your podcast."
All 4 of them.
We actually did get some really good messages. I got some WhatsApps from people like, "Oh, really? Love the show. It's cool." So I'm excited about that. I'm so angry that the Florida Panthers are going to win the Stanley Cup on Tuesday.
They're up 3-2 now?
They're up 3-1.
No, they're not.
Oh, 3-2. I'm sorry, 3-2. Yes, 3-2.
Yeah, I don't know if they're
To be
going to
very
win.
honest, I don't really care.
I don't know. I really want
Edmonton.
Edmonton to
Connor
win.
McDavid.
Yeah, Connor
So
McDavid.
yeah,
Really-
I would if I had a choice, I'd pick the Oilers because they're a more fun team for me personally. Plus, they have Hyman on his team, Jewish guy. So
Oh yeah.
Zach Hyman.
Oh cool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys. By the way, so I reached out. I last week I started. We want to get guests. That's one of our big.
We're very big at Chassid here.
And we're actually spoke to Zevi Samet tonight, and actually he's going to be on the show. We're going to get him here. We're going to get him to sit down and talk to us.
That's cool.
That's great.
I reached out to Harrison Bader.
And he
Hasn't responded yet. If anybody has any connections to Harrison Bader, please, reach out to us.
How do you reach out? You have a cell?
No, I went to Instagram and I direct messaged him. I, told him, we're big fans and we're Jews and, let's
come on our podcast.
let's talk Jews and let's talk sports and, let's, get on board.
Really try to get Kevin Youkilis.
It's a great idea. I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
What is he doing these days?
He's He's not managing. He's a hitting coach for Team Israel.
Oh, wow.
And we also reached out to Ian Kinsler,
Manager. Of
right?
Team Israel.
Manager of Team Israel. So we're going to try and get him on board. Anybody, by the way, who's
Ryan
out there
Terrell.
and listening,
Get Ryan Terrell.
let's
yeah.
any suggestions, please. Let us know. Anybody has any connections?
It'd be cool to get Greg Joseph, the kicker, who was on the Giants.
Right.
And
You want to hear a crazy story about Greg Joseph?
the Passaic story, the Shul
Yes, the Shul story.
Yes.
What,
really?
Greg Joseph's Jewish?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know
Not
that.
just that. He went to a Orthodox shul, growing up, here and there, somewhat regularly-ish. And then, I'll let you say this story about what happened.
Yeah,
with
I think it was last year
this past Rosh Hashanah.
in Passaic. There's a shul that there's a hotel on Passaic Avenue called the Avenue, and a lot of players. It's like one of these. It's not a hotel. It's like an apartment complex or apartment building where you can rent an apartment, let's say for 2 months, 3 months at a time. And I believe he was staying there. And there used to be a conservative shul next door, and somebody bought that conservative shul and turned it into a Orthodox minyan. And I think it was Rosh Hashanah time. This past Rosh Hashanah, he walked into the shul, went into the back, and he's standing there, davening. I don't know whatever he was doing, and someone went over to him and asked him "Oh, hi, how are you? Whatever it is, maybe give him a seat or whatever it is, and asked him his name, and he
said, Greg.
hey, and it's like, what?
No, they asked him, what do you do? Oh, I work for the Giants organization. I'm in the athletic department or something like that. They tried to be vague about it, and they found out he was the kicker for the Giants. Literally just come at the shul.
So funny that he didn't want to say, like, I'm the kicker.
Yeah.
If he was a quarterback, he might say that.
By the way, I want to get a Mari Stoudemire, but I
Mari
want him to come to
Stoudemire.
shul. I want him to come for Shabbos.
Well, give share.
That'd be awesome, by the way. By the way, shout out to Mari's wine, by the way. Stoudemire wine. I had the Cabernet.
Oh, I was here for that.
I had it again on Sunday night. It's such a great bottle. You know, shout out to Mari Stoudemire for sponsoring the episode of I keep on forgetting what the name of this podcast is. It's crazy. And I named it, by the way. The BMA Report. I named it the BMA Report, and I can't remember. Guys, by the way, I want to let you know something.
Please,
I think I'm losing it.
Just lose it.
I think I'm like, my mind is slipping a little bit. Like, I can't remember.
Steph, when you turn 65, it kind of
I
happens
know.
a little bit.
Man, you guys, you don't understand. I'm going to be like, in like a couple days, I'm going to be 47.
When's your birthday?
June 25th.
Ooh, fanciful.
3 days after the RSK tournament.
That's right. But they didn't ask.
But also.
But they didn't ask me to play.
What?
So what am I going
You
to do?
said June 27th?
June 25th.
Oh, you're right. It's
3.
3 days.
1978.
I know my math. I'm good at math.
1930.
What was it? November. What day did they go back in Back to the Future? 1955. I know that.
55, right, I remember the date.
1955. Oh man, if
Was it November 10th?
I don't remember. See, again, these are things I would totally remember, but I don't. I can tell you that the license plate on the DeLorean was out of time. I can tell you that Doc's name was Dr. Emmett Brown,
Brown, yep.
but I can't remember.
It was
day
Lebanese terrorists.
they went
shot
back
him.
in time.
It was Lebanese terrorists.
Okay, this has been real. It's been fun again. Thank you, Mendy. Thank you, Mendy. And thank you, Stefan.
By the way, if people are just listening, they have no idea which Mendy you thanked first.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Mendy Rosen. Thank you, Mendy Halpert. And thank you, Rusty, who's actually been here the whole time, by the way, right behind me, passed out.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you,
Thank you, Stefan,
Mendy.
for staying in his good clothing for the podcast.
Yeah, this was fun. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And
Comment. I want to see comments this time. Don't be shy.
yeah, don't be shy. And
Also, if you're shy, don't be shy at the same time.
and I guess that's
Yeah,
it.
we love feedback. I good, bad, we can learn from it.
Oh, I actually want to ask the listeners if they like the intro of Mendy Rosen saying,
So you're saying there's a chance?
all right, guys, we'll see you next time. Peace.
So you're saying there's a chance?